What I wish for Intellivision entertainment for 2022. Well, I wish for them to be more disciplined overall. Because really that is what is going to make them successful long term and to have a culture of quality. However, this appears to be less and less likely as time goes by because a lot of things still stay the same. Today I was watching a stream by Tony in which he appeared to show the Secretary of State website and a couple of LLCs that, supposedly are attributed to Intellivision entertainment. Let me say this. If you are an investor or hold, any equity in this company, and if this is true, this should almost give you instant diarrhea, that stress diarrhea that people get when they lose a lot of money. This is not good, guys. Look, I draw a line when it comes to criticizing this company. When it comes to attacking people personally, because I don't know them, right? I can only criticize the work, but every time I do, it makes it harder and harder to cheer for this company, especially when it's things that I'm familiar with, right? This is what I'm going to say is not financial advice. And again, this is only allegedly. You guys can go to the website yourselves. And I don't know if the person who filed these or failed to do their job is affiliated with them or not. Maybe they're just using that name. I don't know. Hopefully it's not true because I really, really want my retro reimagined. But things like this make it very, very hard to cheer for this company. Let me tell you, when the Secretary of State suspends your LLC, it's usually for one reason. That's not filing your information. It's called like a statement of information or something like that. You guys can look it up. But anyway, what happens is they suspend your LLC. You no longer have the benefits of the LLC. Now, let me say this. The reason this occurs is because you didn't fill out paperwork, a paperwork that could have been filled out by somebody making $25, $30 an hour. You don't need a six-figure salary person to do this. As a matter of fact, you could outsource it to somebody else. But all it is filling out a form. It's like not, registering your car with a DMV. Same thing. You get a $250 license, which is no big deal. And most people would say, well, it's $250. It's no big deal. It's a huge deal. It's a really, really huge deal. When you know what to look for, when you're doing due diligence in any company. And this is something that maybe you can use for the future. Let's say somebody asks you to invest in a company. You want to look up their public records, right? You do. Now, this occurred, it looks like, with 3 different companies, sort of having the same name. So we're talking about, what, $750 right now? $750? Well, if it's your own enterprise and you just failed to do it because you're sloppy or whatever, whatever, it's $750. If you have investors, you're violating your first duty, which is to take care and be a good steward of your investors' money. Those $750 belong to people that entrusted Intellivision with their money, if this is correct. That shows a lot of discipline. Again, this has to do with quality. Who wasn't doing their job? Who was not paying attention? Right? Because this is really easy to avoid because all you had to do was file the paperwork. Let's say you're not going to use these anymore. Same thing. You can file for dissolution and you don't have to get that $250 fine. Or, even if it was $1, it wouldn't matter because it's your job to take care of the investors' money. You're playing with investors' money now. You're just not playing with your own. And this would follow a pattern that I've observed in the company for a really, really long time. Now, and I've been talking about it. And, I draw lines, like I said, I'm not going to attack anybody personally. This is just sloppy work. It looks like more sloppy work, which we've seen a lot of, right? And, I don't know who's in charge of this, but whoever was, are they going to get fired? Based on the track record of the company? No, nobody gets fired there. And if anything, people just leave. But this is not good, guys. I mean, the retro reimagine is looking further away. And if you're doing a due diligence on a business, let me tell you this. This is part of it. You go and you look at public records. If companies can't handle money well when they have very, very little money, right? And they're still in the stages of fundraising. They're still in the stages of growing the company and putting their product out. That's not going to improve by having more money. It's like giving money to somebody that, that's a shopaholic. They just keep on shopping, right? This needs to be corrected. In any business, you're going to have people that are more outgoing. They're going to be the salespeople. They're going to be the people who promote your product. They do this, that, and the other. Those are great. I'm the kind of person that I do the presentations. I do, a lot of the public speaking when I need to do it. I do the trainings. I'm doing all the talking usually. But as my number one, as I would call them, I always have somebody who's my complete opposite. They're completely detailed oriented. They know everything that's going to happen every minute of the day. So while I'm doing, X, Y, or Z, they're keeping me updated. They're telling me, hey, at 2 o'clock, you need to be over here. We need to do this. We need to do that. You need to have that balance. You need to have that discipline. Even though I may have to do 1,000 things, I can't afford to forget any of them because it's part of my job. So I make sure that I have those things taken care of. And that's in a much smaller quality department than you would have here. But this is not excusable, I can't, support anybody that, if this is true, would defend this, right? If you're an investor, you should not be defending this. You should be asking questions. Why is this happening? Why did this go this far, right? Why wasn't the paperwork filed? There is no business that I would invest in personally, and this is not financial advice to any of you. But, when I do research on a business and I find things like this, these to me are red flags. These to me make me ask more questions. Who's in charge of this? Who's in charge of the purse? What's going on? Who's the controller? Any controller worth his salt would not have let this happen. So, I have more questions than answers. And it's very, very hard to cheer for this company when they make rookie mistakes like this. I mean, I can see you not having games because you can't get the best programmers out there. But people who do this kind of work, who take, these kind of jobs on and things like this, there's plenty of them in the market. And you can find them. There's no excuse for this. No excuse at all. I hope that this is not them, but if it is, it's not good news, guys. And for all the people out there, they're going to start defending. This is not defensible. This has nothing to do with games. This is not personal. This right here is somebody not doing their job. This right here is not somebody following on their first duty, which is to take care of the investor's money. These $750, if true, should have never been lost. All right, humans, I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.